Hello to you listening right now. How is your day going? And more importantly, how are you feeling about your English learning journey today? Welcome to our deep dive.
Yes, welcome. We are so glad you were joining us.
So today we are exploring a bunch of fascinating sources, and they are all focused on one big topic, how to be disciplined.
Right, which is honestly the secret ingredient for success in anything, especially learning a language.
Exactly. Our mission today is to help you stop procrastinating. And just to be clear, procrastinating simply means putting off important work until later, like saying, I will start tomorrow.
We all do that, right?
Oh, definitely.
Right.
We want to help you stop relying on that sudden temporary feeling of motivation. Instead, we're going to look at simple, practical steps from the text to build lasting discipline.
And to do that, well, we have to understand why our normal approach usually fails.
Yeah, like why do we always set these massive goals at the start of the year, but then we just fall behind?
Well, think about the very first day you decide to learn English. The text described this perfectly. You buy the beautiful new notebooks. You download all the language apps, your desk is perfectly clean.
Oh, I know that feeling.
Right, you feel this massive surge of energy. You tell yourself, I am going to study for 3 hours every single day.
But then, 2 weeks pass, it's raining outside, you had a long, difficult day at work or school.
Exactly. And you look at those beautiful notebooks, and suddenly they look incredibly heavy. The energy is just completely gone.
It honestly feels like a sugar rush. Like you eat a huge piece of chocolate cake.
Oh, a sugar rush is a great way to describe it.
Right. Your blood sugar spikes and you feel like you can run a marathon. But uh, 30 minutes later, your body processes that sugar and you just crash. You feel more tired than before you ate the cake.
Yeah, and the authors use a very similar concept. They compare motivation to a spark, like that tiny bright flash of light when you first strike a match to start a fire.
It is exciting and it
Sure.
burns really bright.
But a spark does not last. The issue here is that motivation is an emotion, and emotions change based on how we feel physically.
Right.
So the moment you feel tired or hungry or stressed, that emotional spark just vanishes.
So if motivation is just a sugar rush or a quick spark, how do we actually build the fire of discipline? I mean, without getting completely exhausted.
Well, the sources argue that discipline is the fire itself. Discipline is not an emotion, it is a skill.
A skill, so something you have to practice.
Exactly. It is the ability to keep moving forward, even when you really do not feel like it. Learning English is a marathon, not a sprint.
So you do not need to be inspired every day. You just need to be consistent.
Right. And to avoid exhaustion, we must start incredibly small. The texts call this the 5-minute rule.
Okay, let me push back on this a little bit. Is 5 minutes of studying English a day really enough to become fluent? It sounds a bit too good to be true.
I completely understand why you would think that, but many people fail because they try to do too much at once.
Like studying for 2 hours on the very first day.
Yes, that causes burnout. Burnout is when you feel too overwhelmed and tired to continue.
Ah, so you try to do everything, your brain panics, and you end up doing nothing.
Precisely. So, the goal of the 5-minute rule is not instant fluency. The goal is proving to your brain that you are a consistent person. Make the habit so small that it is impossible to say no.
So it is just about starting. Like, I will just listen to one short English clip while I am brushing my teeth.
Exactly. Anyone can find 5 minutes. And over time, this creates a compounding effect. The texts call this momentum.
Momentum.
Yeah, think of momentum like a snowball rolling down a hill. At first, it is tiny and moves slowly, but as it keeps rolling, it naturally picks up more snow.
Right, it gets faster and stronger. So small actions eventually turn into big results.
Exactly. But once you master those tiny habits, you need to connect them into a reliable path.
Because a snowball rolling wildly down a hill is just going to crash into a tree. It needs direction.
Right, and this leads to shifting our focus from the destination to the journey. The authors emphasize choosing systems over goals.
Okay, so a goal is the destination. Like, I want to be fluent.
Yes, goals are great, but they do not tell you how to get there. Systems are the daily actions. For example, I listen to an English podcast during my bus ride every morning.
So a system tells you exactly what to do.
Yeah, and systems reduce stress. You do not worry about how far away the finish line is. A good system automates your decisions.
You do not ask, should I study today? You just do it because it is 8 o'clock.
Exactly.
So having a goal is like staring at the very top of a mountain, which is honestly scary. But having a system is just looking at the next step on the trail.
That is a perfect analogy. You just focus on the step in front of you.
But you know, systems and discipline, they can sound a bit boring, really rigid. How do we make sure we actually enjoy this trail up the mountain?
The sources have a lot to say about this. They talk about positive reinforcement. This means making your habits attractive by rewarding yourself.
Oh, like giving yourself a treat.
Yes. Give yourself a small win, maybe a favorite snack, or 10 minutes of a fun video game right after you finish your English homework.
So that tells the brain that discipline is a rewarding thing, not a punishment.
Exactly. Another trick is temptation bundling. That is when you pair a must-do task with a want-to-do task.
Okay, how does that work?
Well, for example, you only let yourself watch your favorite English YouTube channel while you were at the gym, or while you were drinking your favorite coffee.
Oh, I love that. You bundle the difficult habit with the fun activity. What about the physical room we're in? The environment.
Environment design is incredibly important. The idea is simple. Make good habits easy and bad habits hard.
So is environment design basically just being lazy in a smart way?
Yeah.
Like making the good habit the easiest thing to do in the room?
Yes, that is exactly it. If you want to study in the morning, keep your English notebook open on your desk the night before. That is a visual cue.
It reminds me of water flowing downhill. You just want to remove all the friction so the habit is easy.
Right. And you want to add friction to the bad habits. If your phone always distracts you, put it in another room. Out of sight, out of mind.
Because picking up the phone is just too easy if it is sitting right there.
Exactly. There is actually a very clever piece of actionable advice from the texts about phones. They suggest changing your phone's language setting to English.
Oh, wow. Wait, really?
Yeah, that way, even if you do look at your phone, you are still interacting with English. You make the good habit unavoidable.
That is brilliant. Okay, so we have tiny 5-minute habits to start the snowball. We have daily systems. We are rewarding ourselves, and we designed a smart environment.
We're doing great.
But let us be honest here. Even with the perfect system, we still have days where we just feel completely tired. How do the sources say we should handle low energy?
Well, the texts explain that willpower is highly limited. It is like a battery or a muscle that drains and gets tired by the end of the day.
Which completely explains why we naturally sit on the sofa and watch TV at night instead of being productive.
Right, the battery is just empty. So the strategy here is called eat the frog.
Eat the frog. That sounds awful.
I know, it is a funny name. It just means doing your hardest task, like writing or speaking English, in the morning when your energy is highest, your mind is like a clean sponge.
Oh, I get it. Trying to study difficult grammar at 10 o'clock at night is like trying to drive a car with no gas. You need to use your fuel when the tank is full in the morning.
Exactly. That is exactly how it works.
So what do we do with our low energy time in the evening?
You use that time for passive learning. Things like watching a movie with English subtitles. It does not require a lot of heavy mental effort.
That makes sense. And what about when we just need a little extra push? Did the sources mention anything about getting help from other people?
Yes, accountability. We are social creatures, and social pressure is actually a very positive tool.
Because if I just make a promise to myself, it is super easy to break it. No one else knows.
Right. But if you join an English speaking club or find a study buddy, it is entirely different. It is much harder to skip studying when a friend is waiting and asking, hey, did you practice today?
Oh, definitely. We do not want to let our friends down. This has been such a great conversation. There's so much good advice here.
There really is.
Let us quickly summarize the journey. Discipline is a long journey, like walking 1,000 miles.
Hmm.
It is not built by being perfect.
No, not at all.
It is built through tiny 5-minute habits. It is built by using better daily systems, designing a smart environment, managing your battery, and finding a friend to help you along the way. Even one small step is still progress.
And the sources leave us with a really provocative final thought for the listener.
Oh, what is
If self discipline truly is like a muscle, think about how training it for your English studies will change things. It will actually make you stronger in completely unexpected areas of your life, too.
Wow, I love that. The skills you build here will help you everywhere else. To you listening right now, congratulations on taking the time to listen and practice your English with us today.
Yes, you are already building your discipline muscle just by being here.
We wish you a very smooth and successful English learning journey ahead. Remember, you just have to be a little bit better than you were yesterday. Keep that fire burning, and we will see you next time.